Hey y'all, Zabek back, and we got 1175 a couple days ago. I know, I'm a little bit late on it, but honestly, I wasn't really feeling the way the panels were on the scans. It was just completely cluttered and clogged from how I was seeing it. So I decided to just wait till the official came out and get a more cohesive story, somewhat. And it was a much more enjoyable read and easier to follow. And let's get into it. This was a more of a showcase and a little lore driven for the chapter with Luffy and Loki showing their abilities off, and a little bit of Zoro, and also getting the history on the Nidhogg Devil Fruit. I don't know why, but it's very hilarious seeing the nightmares afraid of Loki. As big and scary as they may seem, they don't hold a candle to Loki whatsoever. So seeing them being dwarfed in size and or it just makes the job much more easier for Loki to handle. But the real meat and potatoes of this chapter is how disappointing Summers is as a villain. From getting clapped by Rayleigh to Gabon and now Luffy, it's just L after L for this man. Even Sanji was able to burn through his thorns at the beginning of this chapter with no problem whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure, even though Sanji doesn't have Conqueror's Haki that we know of, with that and then Zoro deflecting the thorns from the launcher, like he has at least 4 or 5 enemies that can take him on this island. I don't see Summers being a one-on-one with really anybody relevant, and especially after this chapter, it may be wraps for him. At first, Summers was hoping to revive the plan now that the kids were safe and alive on Loki, but he ends up wanting to take out the wounded parents, and then the kids end up getting in front of him, wanting to protect their loved ones. And then Summers instantly goes back to wanting to take out the kids. He uses his storm launcher and tries to take out the kids, but luckily Zoro's there to deflect them all. I also love that Luffy introduced Zoro to Summers and telling him that he has his back and don't mess with him. It was just nice seeing the captain acknowledge his first mate, and also have complete faith in him. That's never wavered for Luffy whatsoever in any type of situation for Zoro. He always knows what to do in any situation, and he knows how to handle it accordingly. Then we get to the big punch, the Dawn Thor rifle that Luffy winds up and aims it right to Summers, and it looks devastating. I'm pretty sure his face went in so many different places. It looks vicious. Now the thorns are gone off the kids are safe, the parents are safe, and now it's up to Loki to take out the nightmares, which is a very easy task for him, as we see him launch a devastating blast towards them at the end of this chapter. I'm pretty sure they still have to find where Killingham is and take him out one on one. Other than that, he'll just keep making nightmares and it'll just be more to handle. So I'm thinking maybe possibly Sanji gets involved somehow and is able to find them. I can see Sanji going on his little covert mission by himself, figuring out where Killingham is, and there's really no telling where he's at. To be honest, like he could have dozens of nightmares around him, guarding him. So it might be a task to find him and then actually get to him. Might even be like a cracker situation where just like Luffy got through all the biscuit guards, there's gonna be a bunch of nightmares you have to get through before you actually reach Killingham. Killingham can possibly be knocked out in one shot, or he possibly has more in his bag, especially since he has some sort of glaive of some kind. So he might be nice with that. Now, to the lore of this chapter, we learn from Ja Rule that the original wielder of the Nidhogg was actually the legendary God Warrior, and they were actually a rival to the Sun God, and possibly even a rival to Imu, as we see at the end of this chapter. Also learned that basically the bigger you are, the bigger the potential of the size of the Nidhogg form, and since Loki is an ancient giant, he has the most potential out of any other giant, and possibly the warrior god was an ancient giant as well. He was able to fully encapsulate that fruit as well as holding Ragni. Or Imu was the first wielder of the Nidhogg fruit and somehow got defeated by the warrior god, and they took the fruit upon themselves. That, or possibly being just like a rival to the sun god. Imu was a rival as well. We still don't know what Ragnar wants from his wielder, or how it picks it. It could be based on strength, or it could be based on their their aura alone, or the willpower. But if the actual warrior god was the last wielder of that fruit, then it's most likely based on strength mainly. And with as powerful as Loki is, he fits that very, very well to get the full potential out of that fruit, since he's an ancient giant as well, possibly with the warrior guy possibly being an ancient giant from the past. And like I said, it's some connection to Imu somehow, whether Imu was the first wielder or was a rival, or it could be a combination of both. Maybe Imu and the warrior god both wanted the fruit, and Imu got it first, and maybe in the first world they fought over the fruit and the warrior god won, and then Imu decided to change his plans during the second world and took over the world in however way he did, instead of having the Nidhogg fruit. I'm also really curious about the hybrid form of the Nidhogg fruit, because it could very easily be the creature on the left side in its hybrid form. Possibly Imu as the Nidhogg in the second world, and All in all, this was a very neat, much needed chapter. Being able to take out Summers with ease and just keep the ball rolling into taking out Killingham, and then having just Emu Gunko to take care of. I doubt Loki took out all the nightmares with that blast, so he still might have some work to do, and we might even get a little hint of the hybrid form, and possibly him also wielding Ragnar, hopefully. But y'all let me know, how's you feel about 1175? How you feel about Summers? Is he the most disappointing villain that we've seen? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch y'all later.